Okay, let's try this again. Pam Savage with Young at Heart Creations, and I'm playing around with my camera and my lighting and trying to get things a little more visible, sharp, I guess you would say. But I'm so glad that you're on here. Thanks for coming back with me. Take two. We're going to do that, but I'm going to work with this, I guess you would call it a cutting board. Looks more like a paddle to me. I never used a paddle like on my kids. But anyway, that's what it reminds me of, what was hanging in the schools back in our day. You misbehaved, you knew what this meant. So, but that's not what this is. This is, I guess, a cutting board is what the shape would be. I got it at Walmart. And I've gone ahead and base coated it white. And then put a little bit of buttermilk, Americana buttermilk on the top of it with what we're going to do. We're going to Mod Podge tonight and do a little bit of painting. So hopefully it'll turn out. I've just kind of had it in my mind today, and we'll see how it turns out. I did trace around a little bit of another part of a napkin we're going to put on here because I want to put a little bit of white around where it's going to go, but I don't want the pencil mark to show, so I erased it a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to bring you down. Let me make sure I can get pulled up over here. Okay, there's the upside down one. Let me get out of it and go back in, and I will take the upside down one off. Okay, so we're on there. Okay, am I right side up? Tell me if I'm right side up, because it's looking upside down. Okay, here we go. I got it. I got it on there. Got the right one now. Let me make sure that I can see your comments. And there's Miss Peggy. Yes, okay, we're cooking. All right, so I've got my phone back to the regular vertical. It would not let me turn it upside down. I did that in practice earlier, and it let me turn it upside down, and the camera was closer to what we're doing. But when I was live, it would not let me. So I'll play around with it some more. Okay, so we're going to work with this Mr. Rooster on here. And I was thinking he was much taller, the napkin was, when I bought this, the cutting board, than he actually is. So I'm going to have a lot of filler in that I've got to do up here. So I've got some ideas on that. Here's the one we finished last week. Little Miss Prissy Leopard Mama. So I've gotten tons and tons and tons of comments and reactions on this one. So it was definitely outside the box. Hello, Purple Lily. Hi, Mary Beth. Mary Beth. This is Mary Beth. If that's right. So I hope I'm not pronouncing it wrong, but got some new ones on here. I've got, let's see, we got 8 new followers this week. So welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, let me stick her back up here. We've got a busy weekend. We've got a church retreat up at the lake that's close to us. Hello, Miss Penny. Hello. Okay, so I'm going to bring you down here so we can, whoops, see what we're doing. If I don't pull my Archon over, I'm going to pull it out just a little further and see if I can get you down here a little better. Okay, and I'm going to bring some light over here. Hopefully that will help. It's kind of in my face, but I think we'll be okay. Okay, so first thing I want to do, I think I'm going to go ahead and put the, let me think this through just a second. I think we'll go ahead and put the chicken on, this napkin on, and then we'll go ahead and get this napkin on. But we could also go ahead and do our painting. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and put the little rooster on. Okay, and to separate it, all napkins have at least 2 plies, and some of them have even 4. So I just kind of wet my finger on my tongue. Miss Tracy's way, tried and true way. But if you don't like to do that, You can take a pin and pull it apart, a little stick pin, and do that. Or you can use put a little bit of Mod Podge on your finger, and that should do it as well. Okay, this one is not see-through yet, so that tells me that there's more than likely another ply on here. Let's make sure. Yes, there is. And if you're never sure, if you have the package still on them, the package will tell you how many plies it is. Now, the reason I only painted the color part halfway down here is because when you're doing Mod Podge with a napkin, whatever color you paint under it, that's the color that's going to come through on the napkin. So if I put it up here, look how yellow that is. With this one, that really is not that bad with this napkin, but because of the coloring on this napkin, we could have gotten away with that. But the white always brings out the true colors in your napkin. So either way, with this one, we would have been okay. But I think we're going to go ahead and do the white under it, and then we're going to add some things up here to it to kind of bring the colors out. So let's go ahead and get some Mod Podge on. How's everybody doing? Hi, Roxy, my star giver. You are so sweet. Thank you so much for the stars. They are very appreciated. And Purple Lily, I don't remember seeing you on here before. If you have been, I apologize. But welcome. Welcome to my craft room. All right, I'm going to use a 1-inch flat to get our Mod Podge on, and I use a matte finish. I don't care for the glossy, it just seems to never dry. Okay, so Mod Podge matte. And we'll just go right up to that line where the paint stops. I don't need to do the edges. I'll come back and do something on the edges later. I may just paint it probably will go around and paint it the yellow. Buttermilk's what it's called. Several different ways you can Mod Podge. You can let it completely dry and then iron it on. Put wax paper or parchment paper over it. I didn't get my iron out, so I'm just going to do it this old-fashioned way. Just making sure I get it on the edges. And then I'll just need to be careful and not get any paint on it when I'm painting up here. Okay. All right, so I'm going to stand up so I can kind of see what I'm doing here. I want the beak as close to the edge as I can get it. Because I want to get as many of the tail feathers on here as I can. You don't want to rub. Because it will tear. I'm going to take a chip brush. This is a nylon one, but it works fine. And I start from the center and work my way out to get the bubbles out. Now, this has a little bit of wrinkles in it when you do it this method, but I don't mind, especially when we're doing something like this. That looks a little antique-y. But when you do it the other way, let it completely dry, and then lay your napkin down and put parchment paper and iron it with your little craft iron. You typically don't have any wrinkles in it. I have been a busy beaver this week. We kept baby Jack 2 days this week. Emily had to work an extra shift this week, so we kept him Monday and Tuesday. Loved every second of it. And then on a sad note, our family member that we've been telling you about, my daughter-in-law's grandmother, we all call her Meemaw, We lost her on Mother's Day, so it's been a very, very difficult few days, and we've got the funeral this coming Monday. So that was very hard. She was 90 years old and such a trooper. So we were helping out as much as we could with the kiddos with Logan. So we've had that we've been dealing with, and I have been on the phone with the Movie Bowl Grill place that I am considering having another live event. And I would need to have 20 participants. The first one I did there, I didn't advertise it super heavy because it was my first one and I was a little nervous, and I thought, okay, I'm not going to overextend myself, and but we have one that had to drop out, so we ended up with 14 that were there. And I like to keep it around 20, 25 people, but in order for me to make anything on it, I like to have at least 20 people. It won't be quite as, I won't have the girls singing this year because they both have jobs now and are in school. They sang for us last time when we did it. And last time I had several items that I sold out of my booth. I don't know that I'll be doing that this year because I don't think I'm going to have enough inventory to sell things there and to sell at our craft show that we do. So, but we will be doing 2 projects. If I do this, we're going to be doing a fall project, but then we're going to be doing a giant one of these, the big clothespin. The one we'll be doing is 12 or 13 inches. This one's 6 inches. So I think the other one is double this size. And it may be even a little larger. I don't remember, but we'll be doing a big one of these, big, at least double this size. And I just love these. This one holds my Bob Ross. So, but you could put Christmas cards in it, recipes. Oh, there's just so many things. And it would just be so cute sitting on a mantle or a tier tray. And then, I don't know, there's just so many things that you can do with them. So we will be doing that. And I'll have everything that you need. And then we'll also be doing a fall project. I don't have one of those painted up yet. But it's going to be fun. And then we'll have some a couple of door prizes. We'll break for lunch, and we'll do one project. We'll break for lunch, do the second project. And I've been able to get the cost down to, from what it was last time, it will be $125. So please, 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 if you're close enough, if you're within an hour, hour and a half drive, a couple of hours or whatever, want to come spend that Saturday, it would be August the 5th, would be the Saturday that we would do it. And it would be from probably 10 to 5, 10 to 6-ish. I don't know all of those details yet, but I have to pay a lot up front in advance. So I'd like to kind of get a feel of who would be interested in actually doing it, and, you know, who would definitely seriously, now this is not a definite commitment from you, but that you are very seriously thinking about, you know, coming and being a part of that. That'll kind of give me an idea of, okay, is this worth doing? Do I have enough that would come or not? So let me know, because I have to order everything in advance. I have to pay half down to the venue to rent it, and it's not cheap. Okay, so let's go. I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to let y'all decide this. Hi, Laura. Oh, I wish you lived close enough too. Oh, I know it is hard, especially when they're on holidays like that. Penny, you're close enough that you could easily drive up for that event and bring a friend. Okay, I'm going to let y'all decide. I'm going to put some little design here on the edge just to give it something. With this, do you think the design up here on the edge should be this burnt orange or red to bring out the red colors? What would you do it in? See if I can get it up here enough for you to see it. So what would you do it in? What do you think I should do it in? Red or the burnt orange? And then I'll tell you what I was leaning towards. All right, I'm going to give everybody a minute to, with the colors that I have in this rooster, this is a napkin. I did not paint this. Would you go with the orange, the burnt orange, or red for our little little designs up here? They'll be little. It won't be overwhelming. Oh, that does make it hard, Penny. It does. Yes, they are, Carrie. The first thing I'll show you that we would be doing. Now, this one's smaller. The one that I've got to look it back up. I don't remember, but I know it's at least 12 inches. It may be even taller than that. This one is a 6-inch, but it's a giant clothespin. We'll take it apart and we will paint it and we'll make a Mr. Snowman out of it. And I think they would be so cute to put your Christmas cards in, hold a recipe, put a picture of, if you have a Christmas photo or winter photo. This doesn't just have to be Christmas. Now, this one I put the little holly on, so that does make it look a little Christmassy. You would not have to do that. But I'll have everything to finish this project. And again, it will be at least double this size and maybe a little bit bigger. So we'll do that. And then we'll have a fall project that we're going to do with some pumpkins and a really cute fall design that we're going to do on some wooden mason jars. So I'm not going to show you that design yet because I haven't finished designing it, but we'll do 2 of those and then we'll have, we'll break for lunch. I mean, we'll do the winter one first probably and then do the fall one and then we'll do winter, the first project, and then we'll break for lunch. They have a nice restaurant. Last time everybody just ate at the restaurant that they have there. It is really good food. A very, very nice facility. And I'll be right up front with y'all. It's going to cost me just under $900 just to rent the venue. But I do keep them small. It's not a big live event like our sweet Miss Tamara has or Heidi Easley. They're not huge events like that. It's just a fun paint day for us to get together and paint. And hopefully you will learn something. I will block off about an hour that I will just teach you how to use some different brushes, some different techniques or tips that I have that I might not share on here sometimes. But anyway, so we'll do some things like that. And the door prizes, you never know what I'm going to have for door prizes. We just have so much fun. I've had several of you that came to the last one contact me recently and ask, could we please do another one, that it was so much fun. So that is why I'm doing it. Customer demand, I guess you would say. Okay, let's see what I've had for colors. I'm not a fan of burnt orange, but with this project, I would go with the burnt orange. The burnt orange... Red might be closer to color. Red, you like both? All right, let's see here. So it's kind of, thank you for sprinkling, Peggy. Sprinkling means you put my video out to everybody on your social media, and that really helps us. Anytime you do that, or you give hearts, or thumbs up, or anything like that, or you comment, that helps us. I might have 1,000. Actually, I've got over 1,000 followers, but Facebook may only show my videos to 300 of my followers. I don't understand that at all, but that's just the way it is. Okay, let me make a final decision on this. The burnt orange is pretty. Let me look at my reds that I've got up here. Okay, this is a little bit softer. This one is the one I was holding up. But this one's a little bit softer red. It's kind of between an orange and a red. It's tomato spice. So I think I'm going to go with that one. I'm going to tone the red down. So we've got a little bit of both worlds. A little bit of a reddish color, but also a little bit of that orange color. And I think that one will go good with it. So let's do it. Let's go for it. Now this one's an old one. This is Ceramcoat. And I haven't used it in a long time. I've had it forever. In fact, this was, I think I just screwed the lid off of it and used it last time. Okay, I think I'm gonna like that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, I have a special tool. See if I have it up here. And I make some flowers with it. If you do not, you will not have this tool because it was specially made for me. But it just makes a flower. But you could do it with a stylus and just do your dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could just make your dots like that and make your own flower. You could use also the end of the handle on one of your brushes, a small handle. You can make your dots that way. This just makes it very easy for me. I had a gentleman make it for me off of one I bought years ago that broke, and so he was able to make it for me. I have not seen one since, so I think the company has gone out of business that used to make them. Okay, so I'm going to put a flower. And then I'm going to separate them just a little bit. And we'll put some greenery on it. All right, I'm going to see if I can bring you down just a little bit further. Okay, I'm going to put that one right there so I can get them pretty much on the same wavelength here. Wavelength, on the same level. Okay, and I think we'll leave that like that. So I've been working really hard on getting details for the live, but I wanted input from you guys. If you could come and if you would bring a friend to get me to 20 people, would make it to where, you know, I could make a little bit on it before I put down a, you know, down payment on it, because I have to pay half up front, and it's right at $900 to rent it for the day. Okay, this is a little bit brighter yellow. Let's put a yellow center and see what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to use my stylus. And I'm going to use the smaller end. Now these are wet, so I want to be careful. Okay, that's not going to show up enough. So I'm going to let that one dry, and we're going to go in with cadmium yellow. That was banana cream. Let's try the cadmium yellow. It's a little brighter. You can also do white, but there's not a lot of white in here, so I think it would really stand out. Now I'll have to remember to come back and paint over that one. Okay, that shows up much better. Okay, and I'm just dipping. I call it dip and dot. Oops, I went too high up with that one. That's okay, I can fix it later. I'm trying to reach. Easy to fix, but it has to dry first. Anybody on here do chickens in your kitchen? I feel my arm getting wet, so I must have had a drop of that yellow on the tablecloth. Let's see. Yep. All over my arm. So I want to get it off so that I don't get it on that napkin. I'll show you the latest hat that I did. This one was an order from a while back, so I had to get it finished before I start on all of the live event. Let's see if I can pull this up here without getting on my lighting. Here's the hat I just finished. So got a bunch more to go. Just got it on backwards. But this is really helping. I've pinned it on here, and that's really helping because these are very soft hats and they want to wrinkle on you while you're painting. So that has really helped a lot. So if y'all are painting hats, I suggest you order some of these and then just use your hat pins, or pins with the big head on them so that they don't slide around on you. Okay, now I want to take this very soft green. This is celery green, and we're going to make a little greenery going in here. Thank you, Laura. 4 grandkids graduating Saturday night. Originally 2 on Friday and other 2 on Saturday, but due to rain, they changed to Friday. Ooh, you're going to be busy. I have back problems too, Penny, and it is not fun. Oh, I would love to have you, Carrie. It's just so much fun for us to get together. Hi, Brenda. All right, yes, we went with red. Okay, so let's try this. This is a really pretty soft green, and it just really goes with these muted colors that we're using. And this is one, guys, that I'm kind of just deciding as I go. I've got an idea. Now that I've put the flowers on, I don't know if it will go completely, if it's going to fit, but we're going to see. Okay, so I'm going to use my small little liner brush. I got it at Hobby Lobby, but they do not sell them anymore. But I guess you could go on to their Princeton website. Princeton Velvet Touch is what it is. It's a 10-0, so it's very tiny. I love it for eyelashes, but I'm having a hard time finding them. they've probably got maybe, I don't know, 20 bristles in them at the least, or at the most. All right, I'm going to turn this around so I can reach these a little better up here. Anytime I'm lining, I do add a little bit of, a couple of drops of water to the brush. So that it will just flow a little better when you're trying to do lining work. So I'm just loading that up. And I'm just going to make some little vines. And then we'll put some little leaves on it. The more pressure you put on your brush, the fatter your lines will be for eyelashes or anything. So the more pressure, the fatter your lining will be. Less pressure, the thinner they will be. And I'm just kind of squiggling them in there. You could do just straight lines, but I don't think it gives it as much interest. Okay, so I think we're good there. I'm going to put a little bit of white on this so that it will be drying. Should have gone ahead and done that, but we'll get it in there. All right, I'm going to turn it around, and I've got, I don't know if you can see it, but I've got a little bit of a drawing here, just a little trace of, and grab it. This is off of another napkin. So I'm going to put that up there. But I want it, I really think, honestly, since this is yellow, I think that we really don't even have to put white on the background here. I think we're going to be okay since it's yellow. Any other time, I would say you definitely need to put the white underneath it so that your true napkin colors will show. But I think, so I'm going to erase that. I think we can get away with it since this is such a pale, pale yellow that we've got underneath it. Okay, let me blow that off in my trash can. And I think we're going to be okay. Okay, so let's put some more Mod Podge on there. I'm going to go switch to a smaller brush. And let's get a little bit of Mod Podge on there, and we'll go ahead and put that flower down. Now I'm going to put Mod Podge all over the whole thing, so it doesn't really matter if I get out of the lines any, because to seal this one, I will just Mod Podge over it. Because it's not something that's going to go outdoors. Okay, let's, now remember, you got to separate. So I've got my fingers wet. This one is I think it's just a 2-ply. Got to be careful because the little petals will come off. Don't want to rip it, but if I do, I've got some more napkins. I went ahead and cut it off of the napkin. Okay, so that only had one extra ply on it. So it was a 2-ply napkin. Okay, let me cut a little. Under these lights, this Mod Podge dries really fast. So I switched to a small round brush just to get right under those petals. Okay, and then I'm going to take our chip brush. And we'll let that dry a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to lay my lid on my Mod Podge. I'm not going to screw it back on because it dries and it's hard to get off. Okay, so do you think it needs on the, up here, do you think it needs any leaves? Or do you think the vine is okay? Do we need any little tiny leaves on it? And then I'm going to show you what I'm thinking. If I have room after putting the flowers on, I may have to just paint it on. And I know it's going to be backwards for you. But I'm thinking of putting like I'll have to turn it around to me to get it even on here, but like farm fresh. And I'll probably end up putting some flowers and vines there if I have enough room. Probably would help if I spelled it right. So F-R-E. Okay, so it's going to be tricky here because of this one's got 5 letters. Okay, let me look at it. Okay, so we want to make the E the center letter on this one. The space is the center up here. And I'm doing it upside down. Okay, I know it's backwards for you, but it says farm fresh. So is that too much? Having the letters on it? Can't hold them up all the way because they'll fall off. Does that put too much on it? Or does it look good with it? So there's fresh. So yes or no with the farm fresh. And leaves. Do we want leaves? I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of flowers down here. Painting a Santa. I'm wanting to do snowman and Santa already. Very tiny liner brush from Amazon. Not sure if it's tiny, that tiny though. Oh, I hope it helps because I really like mine. Kind of like the letters. Okay, Peggy, you said no, looks good. So looks good with the letters or without the letters? Okay, let's go ahead and put our yellow in here before my yellow dries. And then we'll do our little vines. I've had chickens in my kitchen, I think, ever since we've lived here, which has been almost 35 years. Okay, I'm going to dry those a little bit so that I don't run my arm across them. I had some fancy letters that were really pretty, but they were too big for the skinny one. They might be pretty on the fatter one that I'd done. You don't want to hold your dryer. Now this is a craft heater, so it gets a little hotter, but you don't want to hold it just right down over your dots. When you do dots, it'll make them cave in like a cake. When you've got a cake in the oven, if you take it out or move it too soon, it just kind of collapses in the middle. That's what these will do. So you want to keep it moving around. It just takes them longer to dry because they're puddles. Now these are just the little Scrabble letter blocks that I get at Dollar General. I think they're like, I don't know, $4 or something a bag. I think Dollar Tree has them as well. Okay, let me get my glue. Ooh, a Christmas in July show. I love those. Okay, so right now I'm trying to decide, do I want some leaves? I think leaves would be a little much since we've got so much going on with it. Now, I was about to make a mistake. I was about to glue my letters on before I Mod Podge. So it's so hard to Mod Podge. Now, if you're going to spray seal it, it's fine to go ahead and put these on. But if you're going to Mod Podge, I would say Mod Podge first. You can Mod Podge these separately. But if you try to Mod Podge around them, it just, to me, it gets drippy. in just a little bit harder. So I'm going to go ahead and Mod Podge now. We'll go ahead and get over those. I need to, first I need to get the sides of this off. So easiest thing to use without having to go out and really buy anything, if you have an emery board that you do your nails with, they're great for doing this. Also use a sand block. I got this at Dollar Tree. These emery boards are fantastic for getting up in tight spots where, you know, normally your sander, your electric sander won't get in. And I use them, I mean, I just use them all the time. When I have spots that I cannot get my sander up in, these just get up in. It's so nice. Okay, so this should be good and dry. So I'm just coming towards me and going down. And then I'm going back the other way. And just look how easy that just comes right off. Because I waited and let it dry good. If it's wet, you're going to risk tearing it. Okay, let's go around a nice smooth side. I will go back and paint this whole thing this yellow so that it matches all the way around. You do not want to go up. Don't go up with it because it can easily lift your napkin or fabric or whatever you're doing. I wouldn't use this on fabric, but paper, it can lift it right off. A little bit sticking out there. Okay, let me dump that in the trash can. Now we've got nice even edges. And then I'll go around and paint that in that buttermilk. And I think we're plenty dry enough now to go ahead and Mod Podge. I do see where I got a little bit of black here. So I'm just going to cover that up. And we're finished with that emery board. Those emery boards come like a dozen or more to a package. I got them for a little over $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. Okay, and now everything's good and dry. We can go back over with our Mod Podge. I'm not going to get it on the edge. Well, you know what? We could go ahead and paint that edge. See if my paint's still wet out here. May not have enough left to put a little more out. And when I'm doing the edges, I pat it on so that way it doesn't get on the back of my project. I'm going to need a little more out here though. Let's go ahead and get that on there and then we will dry it. So I'm pat, pat, pat. I'm not scraping down. Nothing on the back. So patting it that way makes such a difference. Now, I didn't decide ahead of time to do the edges this color, so I could have, could have done them before I put my napkin on. And you can just barely smooth it out. Okay, I want to get on the end here. Sorry, I don't think I can get that in camera because it's so long. Okay, is there anybody on here right now that came to the last event that we had a couple of years ago? And we did it in August as well at the Movie Bowl Theater. We won't have entertainment per se this year. I don't think the girls can get off, but they were so sweet to perform for us. They sing it. They've sung at weddings, and I don't know. They've done a lot of things. They play instruments and sing, and so it just happened to be that they were able to come and help me with getting everything prepared and handing paint out. And so I talked them into singing. They sang You Are My Sunshine. That's my favorite. I've sung that to all of my grandbabies since they were born. And then one year, they surprised me a few years ago. And all of my grandchildren, but the little one, did a version of that on there with their ukuleles and the piano, and they sang to me. Did I have tears? I sure did. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. I had lots of tears. Okay, let's dry those edges right quick before we do any Mod Podging. Okay, so that finished it out now. All the same color. The back is white. It's not going to show, but it would be nice if you wanted to. You could turn it over and put something Christmassy or pumpkin or something, so you'd have two different seasons. Gingerbread men. You could put sunflowers. Okay, I think we're plenty dry. And I think that flower looks fine. Thought I might need to do some fixing on a couple of these, but I think they're fine. I think they'll do it. All right. Okay, so now let's get our Mod Podge. Hi, Miss Cindy. Hello, hello. I wish I had videoed, but I didn't. But Mr. Pam, we have two gnats. They're gnats or little tiny fruit flies. I really don't know what they are. But they get under our ceiling fan in our living room. And while we're trying to watch TV, they just fly in circles underneath our fan for days and days. And you try to catch them, and swat them with fly swatter, and that doesn't work. Now I'm being very careful and going out towards the edges because I don't want to bring the napkin up. So I'm going away from the center. But I challenged him to catch them today, or to swat them, do something with them. They drive us crazy while we're trying to watch TV. So we had the bright idea of getting our vacuum cleaner attaching the hose to it and trying to just suck them out of the air with the vacuum cleaner. Oh my goodness. I wish we'd a video. We were laughing so hard. Mr. David or Mr. Pam was trying to do it for me, and I would tell him where they were because he said, well, I can't see them right now. They're anyway, I said, well, they're there. They're going round and round. It was hilarious. Then we tried to catch them just slapping them with our hands. That didn't work either. I finally got a kitchen towel and was able to swat them down. Okay, if you've never used Mod Podge, I want you to look at this. Look how milky. I mean, Mod Podge is just, it's a special glue. So it goes on white, and you think, oh no, I've ruined it. But it dries clear. You will not see it on there. It dries clear. Thank you, Cindy. Okay, Peggy, all the crafters are getting them. Some say they like paint. What are they getting? I'm sorry. I missed that. So what are they getting? Hopefully not fruit flies. Okay, so I'm going over this napkin, going out away from those petals. And again, if the wrinkles bother you in the napkins, you can put your Mod Podge on, let it dry completely, then lay your napkin on it, or paper, whatever you're using, and then lay parchment paper over the top of it and iron over that, and it will reactivate the Mod Podge underneath, but will also get rid of your wrinkles. The wrinkles on the napkin. I don't recommend it for your wrinkles if you have wrinkles. Okay, I'm going to get up in this little hole here. And it dries pretty quick. I'm going to go ahead and do the edges. And I can run the dryer over it to help it dry faster so that we can see if we're going to put some letters on here. So if you see a napkin, just know that little flower came out of this napkin. It was here in the center, and I will probably use this for something too. But you can use part of a napkin. You don't have to use all of it. If the napkin has something that you really like, but you don't like the whole napkin, then just cut around the part that you do like. Okay, so I'm just going around the edges, and then we'll do some drying on it. And then take a look at our letters. So our retirement now consists of how many ways to catch a fruit fly or a gnat. I said, that's nursing home material. That's what we had friends in nursing home that, I mean, and we'd go see them, and there would be this little man sitting out behind the dumpster at the nursing home because we would be doing visitation, and his job every day, that it was his choice. They didn't ask him to, but was to go out and sit by the dumpster with the fly swatter and see how many flies he could swat each day. That was his goal every day. And it made him feel needed. I'm going to wait and do the back later. But that was his thing. That's what he did every day. And he was proud of himself. I don't know what he got up to, how far he got, but okay, so let's draw that some. Oh, the little gnats. All the crafters are getting them. Some say they like paint. Oh, well, they haven't come up to my paint room yet, so I hope they stay downstairs. We used to get them at work all the time, and our boss bought us these battery-operated zappers, and they look like little tennis rackets. And so we would sit at our cubicles while we were talking to customers on the phone, and we'd zap, zap. But they were so annoying. Okay, let me turn it around a little bit. I see that Mod Podge is starting to dry. And it's getting clearer and clearer. And I can still spray this with my gloss spray sealer if I want to put some glossiness to it. But I would let it dry with this for a couple of days before I did that. I love buying napkins. I had to make myself stop for a while because it's addictive. It really is. There are so many pretty ones out there that I got to where I was just putting napkins on everything. And they can get expensive. The people that make the napkins now, and they have caught on that we like them, we're using them, so they've gone up in price. I mean, some napkins are $2 a napkin. But I shop Etsy sometimes. I can find some, but what you have to be careful of is a lot of people that sell them on Etsy, they have a set shipping price that they charge you. I ordered just a small little package of napkins. The napkins were under $10, the package of napkins, but then they charged me $18 to mail them. And they didn't cost anything to mail because they're so lightweight. But so you want to be really, really careful and cautious and look at the details before you place the order. I used to get them at Tuesday mornings. Tuesday mornings is going out of business. And y'all, if you're interested, they have metal shelving. I mean, they're selling everything at a discount. So if you have a Tuesday mornings, go talk to them about their displays if you need some for craft shows or just for your craft room. We got a couple of shelves there. The only thing is you pay for them, but you can't have them until they close, until they're closing the store, like a few days before, because they're still using them. But they've got them marked way, way down. I hate to hear about another store going out of business. Okay, I think we're good there. Ours was still open. Our Tuesday morning was still open yesterday, Laura. So I'm not sure what their last day is. Okay, so let me turn this around and see if our letters are going to... Okay, here it is, as it is. All right, farm. Let's look at it one more time with the letters. See if I can put something under this to kind of raise it a little bit. And I'll turn it up when I do this to look at it a little better to make sure I've got them all situated like they need to be. Okay, we want the E, because that's the middle letter, to be in the center. That'll be our R. Now they're probably going to go over the flowers a little bit. We'll see. S and H. Okay, so there's basically our letters. If I had room, it would be cute to also say good morning since it's a rooster, but we don't have room for that. Okay, so you think with the letters. I'm going to do another chicken next week, same pattern we did last week, but we're going to do different colors, and I'm going to do that chicken wire a little differently. I think that's what we're going to do. I'm not sure yet. Not positive. That's still a little warm. Okay, I'm going to stand up to do this so I can kind of see what my spacing is. Come up a little more. I think we can come up a little higher even, now that we've got those flowers down there. Just to kind of take up some of that space. Okay, this is the hardest part. Oop, the S is upside down. Because every time I bump one, it gets them all out of whack. Okay, I think we're good. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for it. Drum roll. And this glue is Stick Fast CA thick. I hear that it's very hard to find now and that it's much more expensive now, but you don't have any wiggle room. Once you put it down, it's pretty much down. It's down. It's not going anywhere. Let's go. Still kind of playing with how I want them. Just takes a little bit on here. You don't want it oozing out the sides. And you do not want to get it on your fingers. It will glue you together. And it's set. Oops, that one did move a little bit. Yay, because I needed it to. Thought about putting, instead of these little flowers, cute little red buttons on there too. Y'all know I love, love, love the buttons. Okay, then our H. Okay, now let's get these situated. We're having our retreat up at Lake Texoma. Pettyjohn Springs is our camp for our church, and it has a big facility, and there's a big kitchen, and they have a lot of cabins, but this one is the main room, and it's got kitchen down the center. It's got a beautiful fireplace, but it's got a big kitchen and big open area for lots of tables and stuff in the main room. And then on each side, there's restrooms and beds, bunk beds, and everything on each side. So we choose one side is for the men, and the other side's for the women and children. And we stay Friday night, and then come home Saturday. We have a nice Devo. Somebody different, one of the men gives a Devo every year. This year we're having Mexican food, and one of the members hired a taco truck that's going to have tacos. And I have a recipe that a friend gave me that I kind of doctored up, that I do beef enchiladas that they all love. So they asked if I would make enchiladas to go with them. We usually have about 30, maybe 40. I'm not sure, people that go. So I will be cooking lots of enchiladas tomorrow. It's going to be fun. All right, let me fix my light here. We'll have a campfire tomorrow night out around the campfire, and we'll have another little Devo, and then we'll all sing church songs and Devo songs. All right, I'm going to pull you up. My Archon's wanting to fall. Sinking slowly down. All right, what do you think? No, it's backwards. Let me see if it'll... Nope, that'll flip it the other way. I'm always afraid to mess with it when I'm on here. Okay, and like I did the other one, I will probably just use some jute and tie around the top and make a little bow. I don't have this one. This is one that I got off of something, so I don't even have it trimmed or anything, but just to give you an idea. Whoops. Woo. I'm getting all kinds of messages, y'all. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we got it fixed on the back. I just need to seal the back of it. And typically I use the jute. Let me get my lid on my glue here. To make a hanger, but since this wood is so good and thick, I will use, let me show you what I use. I ordered these off of Amazon. They are 1 3/4 inches deep. So you got to make sure that the piece that you're doing, that this won't go through. So I get these little teeth, things that you just hammer in. And we can just go ahead and do that. I can go ahead and Mod Podge it right quick, and then we'll just go ahead and put that. I'll just put it on while I've got you on here. Now you want to be careful, because if you want to measure it with your wood, put it to the wood as far down as you think it would go, and make sure I've got just enough left on this that it's not going to go through it. So you want to put it on your wood, and so I've got just enough left that it won't go through it. But how heartbreaking to not check it and then go through the front of your piece. Let me get this jute off. I need to trim the ends of it anyway. And we may not even need that jute on there. I don't know. We'll look and see. It would also be cute to put a red button here. But this is plenty dry now that we can do the back. Now, if I were going to put this outside, I would definitely do a spray sealer on it. Okay, I am running low on Mod Podge. I need to get some more. But this will also, Mod Podging on the back, you know, you go, why do I need to seal the back if it's not going outside? Well, it seals the paint, makes it easier to clean, but it seals the paint and keeps the paint from rubbing off on your wall. Like if you were going to put this on a green wall, or, you know, you don't want the white paint on it coming off, scratching the wall. So it's a good sealer for that reason. let's dry it. And then we'll hammer that on real quick. But you could use the jute or the ribbon. I mean, if you wanted a hanger to hang up, if you wanted to put a bow on it, then you, of course, would not use this kind of hanger. Sawtooth hanger is what they're called, I believe. So, ladies, don't forget, everybody that's watching the replay, be sure to tell me where you're from. And if this is your first time being on here, we're getting close to doing another Happy Mail drawing. I'm at, I can't remember, $13.91, I think. So when we get to the next 100, I always do a Happy Mail drawing. So if you don't mind sprinkling this video out to your social media, that would be very helpful. But also, again, I'm looking at August the 5th here in Sherman, Texas. We are just about 60 miles north of Dallas. So I'm looking at August the 5th, having an all-day Saturday paint day. We'll do 2 different projects. We'll do a winter cute snowman using a large clothespin. This is the 6-inch one that I use right now. It's holding Bob Ross. Isn't it cute? We'll do that only larger. It'll be at least double this size, and maybe even a little bit bigger. I can't remember how large they are, but it's at least double. And then we will do, on a wooden mason jar, we will do some pumpkins and possibly sunflowers and a few other things I'm working on. I don't want to give it all away because it's fun to just kind of come see what you're going to do. I supply everything down to the aprons, paintbrushes, paint. Lunch is not provided, but there's only a wall that separates us from the restaurant, and they have really good food. Love their food. But if you don't want to stay there, we have a Taco Bell now. We have a McDonald's. We have a QT that has really good hot dogs. So there's several things right on the corner where you will be. There is a hotel right on the corner, but I would not suggest to even leave your puppy dog at that hotel. So if you want to come in and stay in a hotel, you would have to go in town, Sherman, which is about 15 minutes away. If you wanted to, some of them did that on the Friday night before. They came and stayed the night so that they could be there. Not exact on the time yet. I'm still working that out with them. It will probably be 10 to 5, 10 to 6. Because I would need an hour to set up unless they will let me. Again, it's under different management. This one's not quite as easygoing as the last one was. So if they will let me set up that Friday night and have everything ready, we would probably start at 9 o'clock. So I haven't worked all those details out yet. I just need some feedback on, is it going to be, it's a lot of work to put it together and get it going. A lot of details to work out, and it is expensive for me. So I need to just kind of get a feel for who definitely would make the trip up here and possibly bring a friend. Of course, the more the merrier anyway. And we would do photos. We would have photo op. Okay, that's not completely dry, but it's dry enough so I can go ahead and put this in. Now, what I want to do, I want to be sure that I center it. So I'm going to use the hole. And it's got some Mod Podge caked up in there, so let me get that out. So I want to center this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7. So 1, 2, 3. There's the third one. And it's even got a little dot for you showing you the center. So there's my center. So I want to bring it down showing enough so it's not going to show. And there you go. It is ready to hang. Ready to go. All of my letters are good and solid. Hi, Pam. So we got our hanger on the back. It doesn't look so just colorful, but just looks country. And again, you could put some little leaves on these vines if you wanted to do that. You could put the jute hanger and put a little bow. You could even put a little bow up here if you wanted to put a bow. I don't think I will be putting a bow on this one. This one will be going in the craft show, and I will probably put probably $15 or $16 on it. I'll have to figure my cost that I've got in it with the napkin and the letters and everything. But very chickeny. This one might even go in my kitchen because it is my colors in my kitchen. So I may end up putting it in my kitchen and doing another one for the craft show. I don't know yet. We'll see. I don't have any space really to put anything else. And since we're thinking about putting our house on the market next year, we're trying not to put anything else on the walls, but it sure is hard. But I think that would make a cute little piece for somebody. You could even, it would be really, really cute to put, I've got some little small clothespins. So it would be really cute to put some clothespins down here, or a clothespin, or some kind of a clip down here to put notes or something on it. So there's a lot of different things that you could do with it. But that's it for tonight, ladies. I just wanted to hop on here with you and paint. I try to do it every Thursday. Now next Thursday, can't remember. We have something going on next Thursday. I'm not sure, so I will probably have to do it Thursday early if we get to do it. We've got something going on. I just can't remember what it is. I have to look at my calendar to see what it is. But here's chicken number 2, chicken number 1. So many different ways that you can do it. But this was a napkin. You can definitely use any kind, pretty much any kind of craft paper. Scrapbook paper would be really cute on it. But you could put it on anything. Now look how it was so milky at first. Now look how it's drying very clear. The colors really pop after it dries. So there you go. All right, so help me spread the news about the possible August the 5th paint day. Just comment in here if you are for sure interested. That does not lock you into, okay, she said she's interested, and definitely, you know, if you want to come, say, yes, I want to come. That does not mean you have to pay. I'm locking you in. You said you're coming and you have to pay. It'll be $125. That covers everything you need to do both projects. We'll have a couple of different door prizes for the ones that are there that you'll get to draw for. We'll have photo op that we can take photos as a group, and I'll get to meet some of you that I have not gotten to meet before. We will also have a little bit of time to do a technique 30 minutes or an hour showing you some different things that I do in some of my workshops. I know Peggy wants to come. Peggy, you need to drive down and stay with Penny, and you and Penny come. That would be fun. I know Penny has a hard time with her back, but Penny, you could come and walk around and whatever you need to do. But anyway, I know that's very difficult. So I would love to have you. So if you're very serious about coming, I know everybody wants to come, but I know if you live too far away, that's just not possible. But let me know if you are very interested in coming. Yes, no, and I will I'm going to make a decision next week as to whether or not we are for sure going to have it. A lot of it will be based on my feedback from everybody as to whether or not they want to come. We were going to do it the week after that, but so many replied and said, I can't. That's our first week of school, or that's right before school starts, so we can't do it that week. Could you make it a week earlier? So that's why we changed the date, because I had several that did say something about that. All right, ladies, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go cook some hamburgers out on the grill and have some supper. And then we're going to get ready for our retreat. All right. Thanks so much for your hopping on. To all you new ones, thank you. Welcome, welcome. And hopefully there's not any more gnats down there. But maybe if we have to chase some more, I'll get you a video. No promises. Mr. Pam's shy when it comes to things like that. All right, ladies, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.